Hi, Cynthia.
Hey, Phaki.
So, what did you just say to me?
Well, I just shared with you that it is Mars in retrograde. And did I
How
say
do you
that
feel with
correctly?
it? Yeah, how do
Retrograde,
you
yeah.
feel? How do you feel
And
about it?
I feel angry. I feel mad because I was excited because I was like, oh, this is my sign because I'm an Aries.
Hmm.
And I was just like so excited and I started researching it and reading it. And all it was negative stuff. And honestly, it really irritated me because I don't really read a lot of negative stuff when it comes to horoscope stuff. I mean, it usually has a lot of positive and negative, like it has a balance. But everything I was finding was negative, and it was saying, don't start any relationships, don't have sex. It's not good to have sexual relationships. It's not good to start a business. It's not good to launch anything. It's not good to take any risk. And then I'm just sitting there and I'm like, just angry because I think it's BS. And I'm like, and people believe in it. I mean, we all believe. I love the horoscope, but it's like I
Well,
can't
yeah,
run my life by it.
I love astrology. I really do. I'm into Reiki. I love tarot. I love all this stuff. But it's important. I think it's really great that this happened because I think it's really important to know that some people really put like this negative spin. So a retrograde just really means reviewing
Mm-hmm.
and it's like one of my things. First off, astrology is so much more complicated than one thing, but it means reviewing, renewing, rethinking.
Mm-hmm.
So when something goes into retrograde, it just means that, you know, so again, we're all launching our business. But first off, we've been studying and doing EFT work. And so it's nothing that we're like, it's nothing that we haven't been doing prior to this. It's just more that we're really pushing ourselves out there and saying we are putting, we're doing, so we are
Yeah, it's
relaunching.
we I mean, like, unofficially or discreetly we launched months ago,
Yes,
you know, but because we're so new to YouTube and all
yes.
this. I mean, it's not like we're not morons when it comes to the internet. We know a lot about the internet, but we are not marketing people. I mean, we weren't like, we're on the internet and all the social media and stuff. I mean, we did it for social stuff. We didn't, we weren't doing it to, it's like, this is all our business is online,
So
you know.
I saw a really cool, well, there's a few things. One thing is you always have to look
But
at
this
your
one, it goes
rising.
backwards.
Yeah, it
Well,
goes
they say
backwards.
they say it doesn't actually, it's an illusion. It
Yeah,
doesn't, it's not really
it's just
literally,
going backwards in
and
the sky. But
it happens every 2 years.
what one of the things I was looking at with today about Mars retrograde, and I didn't tell you just literally before we started talking today, and she said, um, what did she say that I found interesting? She said that it was actually about working smarter, not harder. So
Oh,
it
well,
was,
yeah, that part, yeah.
so that's a really positive thing.
Well,
So
we've been doing that.
yeah, so it's
Mhm.
like working smarter. How can you work smarter with your business? And one of the things is putting it out there. And so let's just tap on that, because I think one of the big thing is not even that it's about Mars in retrograde, but it's about that fear energy
And
that
Pocky,
contagious fear.
right. And if you and I just say, there are people out there who live their lives by the horoscope, and I'm not saying anything negative. I have nothing negative to say. I'm just saying that, you know, if I was totally like into horoscope and I didn't have a balance with other part, then it probably would really affect me. But
Mhm.
luckily, I'm pretty well rounded.
Yes. I
I
have
can
a
I
belief
can stand
in
back and look at things different.
I have a belief in horoscopes in a very, like, because of my own synchronicities that have happened.
Hmm.
However, with that belief, I always think there's a balance and there's free will. And a lot of times, really great astrologers will tell you uh, things can happen in very different ways. Like, so a lot of times astrologers, like good ones, will say that something negative like a square or this doesn't have to be a bad thing, or retrograde doesn't have to be bad. It's just that we have this like, oh, it's retrograde, oh, it's like, it could be something super positive that happens, or on the other hand, something really positive can happen to you, or sorry, something really bad can happen to you when your stars are all aligned. So
well, and I was going to post something about it to our group and stuff, and I hesitated because it was on the negative side, and I don't, and that's why I brought it up.
Yeah, but it's, I think it's one thing is to say that, so there's nothing to fear but fear itself. Adding fear to our situation, fear is like it's like a soup that we live in, but we can use EFT, I think.
But it was my sign too. I think that's what aggravated me the most. I was like, what? I'm just kidding. I was like, I was waiting for all this juicy good stuff.
Aries.
And then I was like, that's not what I wanted to hear. Anyway. But I'm not afraid. So, it's all.
Okay, so even though it's so bad for Aries.
It's so bad for Aries.
It's going retrograde.
It's going retrograde.
It's the end of the world.
It's the end of the world.
I can't have sex.
I can't have sex.
I can't launch a business.
I can't launch a business.
I can't leave my house.
I can't leave my house.
I can't do anything I want to do.
I can't hang out with my friends. I can't do anything I want to do.
I choose love over fear.
I choose love over fear.
I'm open to being positive. By the way, what's your rising sign? Do you know what your rising sign is?
Can't remember.
Oh, because that's more important, by the way, than your sun.
I don't know. I can't remember. I don't want to just, I'm drawing a blank right now. I know I should know. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, it's okay. But even
Look at you. You're like, yeah, you should know.
I put you on the spot. I'm asking you questions on the spot here, on the fly.
You should know. You studied it.
I know what I know about astrology is that I don't know enough about astrology to really be an expert because it's complicated.
Yeah. Yeah, I know a lady who she does charts and stuff like that, birth charts, and it's crazy extensive.
Yes. It's really complicated. So maybe it's not so easy to understand in a 5-minute video.
Correct. So, but we're still tapping on it.
And we're tapping on it. So maybe it's more complicated and that's okay. And maybe it's a guidepost and maybe it's not supposed to be about fear.
Yeah.
And we can live in the moment and be more positive and trusting and align ourselves with the highest and greatest good.
Yeah.
And be guided.
Yep. Be guided
towards the highest and greatest outcome. And yeah, we're launching our businesses. I guess we're
that's how I was like, and the time frame, and I was like, oh Lord. But then I'm like, you know what? But this also goes to beliefs too. Yes. So, mindset, and Phaki hears me talk about it all the time. Marissa Peer, I adore her. I love her. And, everything does come down to beliefs and how we think and how we feel. So no matter what any astrologer says or anything says on the internet, all that matters is how I feel, how I act, how I react.
Because we all have
my mindset is. Yeah.
We all have our free will. That's really the best thing.
And these are just guides. These are not, it's just like the Bible or religion or horoscope or any of these things. They're just guides.
Exactly.
Yeah. Just a map.
And they're supposed to make us feel good. And so that doesn't mean that everything has to be, but they're supposed to really be for a benefit and more positive and not make us live in fear, more fear. Yeah. There is a lot astrologically going on, and it's really been wild what they've predicted, and about 2020 and about this, you know, the virus and everything else, but it doesn't, it coincides and it's synchronistic. But on an individual level, you don't have to live in fear. You know, that's a choice.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really all that I have to say about it.
Yeah. Well, I feel the same way.
Well, thank you for tapping with me and sharing this with me. How are you feeling?
I feel good.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, honestly, I've had a pretty good day. So I've been really productive. I, on the other hand, have been, you know, as it suggests, you know, just be productive and be, you know, and that's what I've been doing. So I feel good.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much, Cynthia, for sharing that with me. This is Empowering Wellness at Home. We are on Facebook in our Facebook group doing EFT tappings and meditations. And we have a wonderful ebook that we are releasing.
We're actually, this is the first volume. We're going to do many volumes. So this is the very first volume. We're probably going to do one once a month, or maybe even twice a month, but for sure once a month.
Oh, wow. And we're doing lots of other stuff. We have a lot of, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, and anything else you want to share?
Let me just see if I get it. So we got Facebook group, YouTube. So if you, at the end of this video, if you would please, if you're on YouTube, comment below and subscribe to our channels, and you can click on the little bell so you can get notified whenever we upload videos. And did I cover everything?
I think so. And yes.
And then until the next time, you guys just keep tapping.
Bye, Cynthia.
Bye, Phaki.